am back.
Hi guys. It's been a while since I've had a video from me with reviews, parses, and such. But I'm finally back and have something interesting for you. So please check out my channel subscription and be as active as possible so that YouTube will remember that I exist. Since the leak, a lot of time has passed. Do you think you already know everything? But no. Almost no one on YouTube has figured it out properly. That's the first thing. And the second thing is that lately, videos with gameplay are not being banned so actively. So I decided to take a risk and make my detailed analysis. By the way, this hour of gameplay is on my Telegram channel, and I have a detailed analysis of these leaks on my Patreon. Links are in the first pinned comment as well as in the description. Check it out and watch. I will try to disguise the frames, but I think you will understand everything. I'll start right away with the most interesting part: robbing a cafe. In the interface, we immediately see a new element with a timer until the cops arrive, and the fact that witnesses have a full description of our appearance. Wanted stars are currently absent. Interaction with NPCs is now like in RDR2. We aim and rob. In the cash register, there are not just one bag of money, but separate bundles of bills. After the command rob, to rob, the option threaten appears. A hint in the upper left corner suggests pressing a button to contact Jason, or holding it for other options. The kitchen's interior is well developed. Each cash register and visitor must be robbed separately. There is no mini-map, but there are pointers on the screen. Lucia momentarily checks her pocket, and a task list appears. Rob the diner, or rather, 2 cash registers. Then the goal is to escape. A new car is visible. Jason orders NPC to lie down.
Get down.
The timer at the top ends and changes to the message, "Cops are coming." A hint appears. You are wanted. You need to escape from the cops so they don't catch you. When aiming at the hostage, the options melee and restrain or hostage appear. Lucia chooses restrain and ties the hands. Apparently, there will be a limited number of restraints based on the animation. There is an indicator for quick interaction with Jason. They suggest taking all the cash. Lucia just puts it in her pocket. A cop in the background aims with a tilt from cover. The first kill, Euphoria, works as it should. Admiring the physics of movements, you might miss the command, "Follow me," for Jason. A large interaction button with the police appears, which changes to a smaller one. Finally, characters are given wanted stars, most likely after killing in the presence of cops. You can interact, search, or lift the body on the shoulder. Blood splatters and stains the table. By interacting with the police, you can surrender. NPCs follow Jason's command and lay down. The indicator on the main character's car works with the radar off. There is an excavator, a new car from the trailer. When Lucia approaches the car and takes cover, you can clearly hear the sound of collision. In the store, 2 yellow markers above NPCs are visible, probably hostages ready to escape. As the orange color changes to red when fleeing, it was a bit earlier. Crab. Another collision with a car. In the trunk of the main character's car, you can see what looks like wires for jump-starting. Perhaps it's just garbage. A female police officer aims over the car roof, hinting that any vehicle in which cops spotted you will be pursued, and a full description of appearance is added. The description of the car changes abruptly from no vehicle description to full vehicle description. A new prompt suggests pressing a button to access the vehicle interaction menu or holding it for other commands. First and foremost, it can be said that this is for interacting with the onboard computer of the police car to activate a mission. However, I think this menu hides much more possibilities, especially since later we will be shown a huge number of movable parts in the car's interior. More on that later. The physics of driving over curbs is not very clear. The car reacts quite sharply. A massive traffic light extends across the road, likely to break. It would be cool if it could be broken and dragged behind the car. Can't wait to see that. The task changes to lose the cops. We drive far away from our car, and the indicator disappears. On the right, a car wash is visible, seemingly self-service. Not sure if you can interact with it, but it would be cool to foam the car and then rinse it off. But these are just dreams, although such details always distinguish Rockstar Games on the internet. Later discussed as horse testicle physics in the cold, which definitely increases audience interest and additionally advertises the game. At this car wash, an indicator appears, probably hinting at a place to launder money. Let's distract for a moment to the shots from the testing range. Even in this buggy frame, you can discern cool details of physics, namely, hair, and chains. Almost all videos here demonstrate character movement physics. Let's talk about it. This list seems to describe possible actions while the character is on foot. You can take cover, crouch, lie down, get up after a severe injury, or die. Perhaps this works for the second character as well. Change shoulder, melee attack, hand-to-hand combat, communicate with a partner, look back, surrender, mark a spot for a partner, change view, and activate cinematic camera. Now the engine allows models not only to stand and sit, but also to take intermediate positions. Thanks to this, the cover system works much more interestingly. Even with a slight change in height, the character adjusts their position and movement speed. If the cover is higher than the head, they will reach their hands up and shoot blindly. When approaching a wall, the stop animation triggers. Here, models with flashlights change the position of their hands. It's not clear why, but at least it's visible that hands also change height permanently. Some places obviously still need improvement, such as this corner with changing floor height. The animation of an unarmed and frightened Jason, who tries to escape and seems to be asking not to be killed when the character is under fire. Depending on the chosen weapon, they try to cover their head from shots. Let's look at the possibility of changing shoulders. There's animation even for moments when the player is under fire. Here, an NPC starts smoking and then sits on the floor while still smoking. Perhaps it's one animation, but there's a chance that two different animations can seamlessly merge, like changing the shoulder and taking cover from fire simultaneously. This system already works for basic movements in RDR2. There's already a huge progress compared to GTA 5. Most likely, Rockstar will take another 10 steps forward from the result that other companies couldn't achieve. For a stable crouching position, the character kneels. Let's examine the in-game inventory, smoothly returning to the streets of the state of Leonida. These two segments from the 21st year show an inventory that is quite similar to the version in RDR2. On the Weapons tab, there are quite a few slots, but only one wide slot for two-handed weapons. It's unclear what will fill the rest, as there are already separate categories for equipment and supplies. Perhaps this version was a placeholder, so it's better to look at the 2022 version, although it will likely be significantly different on release. But before that, let's focus on the weapon drop system, as there seems to be a significant emphasis on it. Perhaps we'll have to change guns often due to a lack of bullets, or a change in distance, for example, quickly switching to an automatic rifle after a sniper rifle, or an RPG for vehicles. For convenience, there's an indicator for nearby weapons, and in GTA 5, there was an option to drop weapons, although most were unaware of it. RDR2 abandoned this feature. In the 2022 footage, Lucia stands with a large bag. There are fewer slots for weapons, and the tabs for equipment have disappeared. Two slots have appeared, one of which is labeled as primary hand slot. This hints at the ability to shoot with two hands. Now we can assume that the wheel selection will include a mode without weapons, a pistol, a second pistol, a submachine gun or a sawed-off shotgun, melee, and two-handed weapons. But something doesn't add up, as in another video, there's a moment where Lucia has an automatic rifle in her hands and a shotgun on her back. Either there will be an option to carry two or more two-handed weapons, or the second weapon can only be picked up from the ground when another is already on the back, and switching to a pistol will drop the last two-handed weapon. In RDR2, two rifles could comfortably fit on the back, but in the latest GTA 6 inventory version, there's not enough space for this. Perhaps the second weapon's place is now taken by a bag for heavy items like gold. At the bottom left on the D-pad, we have quick access to a first aid kit, painkillers, a backpack, and one unknown slot. In frames where the character takes damage, prompts with a pain indicator appear, categorized as light, medium, and strong. Most likely, a first aid kit will be needed for strong pain. Painkillers for medium or a little pain can just be tolerated, and the unknown slot might be for something like chocolates that boost health, stamina, or special abilities. They will likely return since there's a debug preset for debugging their functionality. Speculating on the purpose of that slot can be endless, but it's certain that even without all these items, health will still regenerate, just at a slower pace. A hint in the top left corner suggests this. You can check the bag, or drop it altogether, but it's not entirely clear why we need both a bag slot and a backpack slot simultaneously. Carrying both seems odd, and it could have been limited to just one slot. Before moving on to the list of items, I want to draw attention to a highly detailed solar-powered parking meter. I'm not sure if there will be interaction with it, but it would be amusing if an unpaid parking would lead to the car being towed. In GTA 5, there are outdated parking meters, resembling those from RDR2's version. In the debugging menu, there is a list of archetypes, which I assume represents behavior models. Green Lucia and Green Jason are written in lowercase, while two other plot characters are in uppercase. The reason for Lucia's name being in lowercase is unclear. In the footage from the 2021 release, where Jason is looting a container with loot, a long list of items is visible, clearly too much to fit in the hero's pocket. There's a knife, pistol, shotgun, pump-action shotgun, heavy machine gun, assault rifle, compact submachine gun, micro submachine gun, hunting rifle, bolt-action rifle, rocket launcher, underwater hunting harpoon, regular grenades, smoke grenades, Molotov cocktails, and fire bottle. The distinction between fire bottle and Molotov is unclear, possibly with X8 indicating quantity. Fire bottle likely serves as a Molotov analog, similar to a Special Forces CS grenade. There's also a long flashlight like a police one for hitting, a regular flashlight, a golf ball, 3 types of golf clubs, a baseball bat, and a cue. Additionally, GPS tracker tools, a device for bypassing alarms, a USB flash drive, an automatic dialer, possibly to prevent hostages from calling the police, a lockpick, a flat stick for unlocking car locks, a crowbar, a lock-cutting tool used by Jason to open the container, and binoculars. It's worth mentioning the ammunition. With one cheat code, the character receives 72 bullets for pistols, 60 for shotguns, 120 bullets for rifles, 200 heavy machine gun rounds, 40 sniper rounds, 10 arrows, likely for the harpoon, 5 rockets, 10 grenades, 8 flashbangs, 8 fire bottles, but oddly only 1 Molotov, and 8 golf clubs. Pistol submachine gun rounds did not fit in the clip, and other tools are only 1 copy each, so they likely won't break. The characters will have a shared and individual inventory. In the container, we can see gold and bills being picked up, forming a bag on the character's back that can be dropped. When sitting on the Sanchez, a message appears saying we've studied it, likely happening with each new vehicle. The main menu will have a guide with additional information about the studied transport, similar to RDR2's animals and plants that can also be studied. In the vehicle, a mini-map appears with 2 long bars underneath for health, stamina, special ability, or something else. This footage is old, so things will likely be different on release. Also, on the map, there's an icon with an arrow, possibly for activating a mini-mission with a harpoon hunt, but as it moves away, it's uncertain. Jason's bracelet on his wrist has physics. In the next frame, without a mini-map, there's a nearby shop icon. When aiming, a notification about NPC reactions to antisocial behavior appears. Cars reacting to bumps. In the trunk of one, red canisters are visible, which can likely be exploded. Moving on to a jewelry store next to some kind of flea market. Judging by the text in the upper left, we are going to rob it. Jason activates vision that highlights items for theft. The sound of activation is similar to the camera zoom sound, and the deactivation is similar to turning off surveillance cameras or something else. I don't think this ability will be exclusive to Jason. It seems more like Eagle Vision from Assassin's Creed and RDR2 for highlighting targets. Here, we see another notification. Robbery. The mod's interface shows that the door's panel is blocking it, and inside the building, some monitors are visible, likely connected to surveillance cameras, which start to notice us, just like in many other stealth games. Above the garage, there's a property icon, and when the camera gauge fills up, we hear that the police have been alerted.
Citizens reporting.
And the gates are immediately shown as open. NPC states change from normal walking to scared and then transition to attack mode. When Jason is not ready for combat, getting hit triggers a damage animation. The video is already too long, so if the video is interesting to you, I will make a second part. Also, you can help the development of the channel materially in Buy Me a Coffee, as I will have to upgrade the iron. I will leave the link in the description. We'll be very grateful for your support. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.